Lions, winners of the NFC Central, playing one of their arch rivals, the Green Bay Packers. These two teams have played 127 times in the regular season, but this is the first time ever in the playoffs. Mel Gray is one of the keys to this game. He burned the Packers repeatedly last Sunday as Detroit won the home field advantage. So it will be up to Chris Jackie to see if he can keep it out of his hands or take it deep. This time he'll take it down to the end zone. Derek Moore off the injured list has it. Moore down at the 20-yard line. And now Dick Vermeil. Here comes Barry Sanders. What does he mean returning to the Lions lineup?
Well, he's the kind of guy that can take the inside run that's plugged up, Brent, bounce it outside, move the chains with him 10 yards of the crack.
Eric Kramer, who took over a month ago and guided the Lions to a division title, will bring the offense up for the first play of the game. And will they start right away with Barry? Ty Halleck in motion. Play fake, Sanders out as a receiver. Deep they go to Perriman. First down, Detroit.
Starting out real aggressive. Good play action fake.
Kramer, since he took over, has been very efficient, avoiding the interception. Barry Sanders returns. They'll use four wides. Green, Brett Perriman, who just caught the pass, Herman Moore, and Aubrey Matthews. The offensive line features a lot of free agents. Lomas Brown, he's been a standout. Richards, Glover, Freilich, Lutz, and Rodney Holman, the other tight end, along with Halleck. 1st and 10. Sanders on that quick cut into the middle for nearly 4 yards, and Reggie White, number 92. Speaking of Reggie, he leads the defense, and it has been reworked. We expect to see Don Davey down as a defensive end because the Packers may have to go to this 4-3 alignment because of injuries to the linebackers. It means that Johnny Holland could be operating as a middle linebacker along with the rookie Simmons and Tony Bennett at the other outside. The DBs outstanding. Buckley and Mitchell. Leroy Butler becoming a star back there at strong safety. Sanders gets 5. Make it 2nd and 5. And again Sanders, but no daylight this time as John Jerkovich brings him down.
John Jerkovich played an outstanding game last week. He is a tough, intense competitor. Every time you talk to somebody about Jerkovich, number 64, middle of your screen, is that he's a non-quit guy. He can read blocks, he can get off them, and he plays hard on every single snap.
Needing 5 yards. Perriman comes over to the right side of the formation. Kramer incomplete. Sanders, the intended receiver.
Not a good decision to lay it off over there. The coverage was tight. If he turns his head, he can pick it off. But as you said, Brent, Eric has avoided the mistakes coming into this ball game. He's been very efficient, only throwing 3 interceptions. And boy, when you only turn it over 3 times with your quarterback, that's a plus.
We got a shot of Robert Brooks. He returns as the main return man for the Packers today, and Jim Arnold punting to him. Wonderful duels set up here today in both the punting and the kickoff teams on both these units. It's a high punt. Brooks at about the 11. Brooks free to the 31-yard line. A nice return. Melvin Jenkins, the cornerback, brings him down. A 49-yard punt, but a 20-yard return. We'll be right back. That's number 59, linebacker Tracy Scroggins. He was shaken up on that special team, and he'll sit down on the Lions bench.
He is a designated pass rusher and a very good one. Had 8.5 sacks, and he has an awfully good burst coming off the ball. Don't miss him if he can't play.
So the Green Bay Packers are making their first playoff appearance since 1982, and this is their first offensive play of the afternoon. Bennett and Thompson are Favre's running backs. Offset, they run in that direction with Thompson, and the Lions eat him up at the line of scrimmage. especially Packer fans, know the story about this young man. Extremely aggressive, but too many turnovers. 24 interceptions, 4 last Sunday. Thompson and Bennett are the running back. Sterling Sharp, one of the great wide receivers in the National Football League, led the league in receptions. Mark Clayton and Ed Weston. Here's the line. The veteran is Ken Rutgers, 75. Darrell Thompson set deep in that eye. Look that he favors running out of. And they go to him. A couple of yards and no more, with Robert Porcher bringing him down. Here is the defensive alignment for the Lions. Mark Spindler, because of an injury, moved to the nose, did a very good job. At linebacker, we're going to bring you one of the intense competitors, number 54. Probably should have made the Pro Bowl team, but you can't take everybody, but he's a great one. Chris Spielman. Jenkins moves in. What a great pickup that is for the injured Ray Crockett, number 24. Now it's 3rd and 9 for Favre and the Packers. And a draw play that did not fool the Lions. Pritchett.
They tried the wrap-around draw. An old Cincinnati Bengal, Paul Brown, Cleveland Brown design play. More recently, Bill Walsh, of course, Mike Holmgren using it in his offense.
So now Mel Gray awaits Wagner's punt.
Wagner coming off his best year. That's his best, 42-9. That's banging it out there pretty good. Nice.
Very
Boy,
high, beautiful punt. Woo. Takes Gray back to the 15. Seam in the middle. And one of the great return men brings it back to the 37. A 51-yard punt, which was a beauty, but Mel Gray broke back a 22-yard return. Green Bay's decimated linebacking core. George Coons, who started 15 times. Noble, Coleman, Willis, D'Onofrio are out. What are they doing here today, Dick?
Well, Bryce Paup is able to play. They're able to go right back now and play their basic offset defenses as long as they can keep him healthy.
Eric Kramer's second series. Sanders looking for daylight on the left. Run out of bounds on the far side. Wayne Simmons, the rookie, was the linebacker taking him out.
Well, Dave Levy, the offensive coordinator, and Jerry Wampler, the offensive line coach, said they were coming to run today. They wanted to get after him, run vertically upfield. Since they've eliminated a lot of the counter trap type plays, they feel the offensive line is better than coming off straight ahead and base zone blocking. And this man right here, Dave Levy, says, we're coming off vertically.
Replaced Dan Henning, who was ousted here as the offensive coordinator a month ago. Second down with Ty Halleck, the motion tight end. Now the blitz, and Holland hit him first. Tony Bennett cleans up, and down goes Kramer for a 7-yard loss. And ABC's wild card playoff is being brought to you by the all-new Ford Mustang. It is what it was and more. Bud Light, if you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. American Airlines, something special in the air. And Pringles, so fresh, once you pop, you can't stop.
You can't.
I need some, right?
Ray Rhodes came with a good linebacker blitz. That's the first sack in 2 football games against the Lions. They hadn't been sacked in the 2 previous games. They start out early getting one on them.
Packers and Lions scoreless in the early going. Kramer pulls out. Perriman snaps it out of the air for a Detroit first down in Green Bay territory. An 18-yard gain.
That's what that motion does for you, Brent. They had Herman Moore, flanker back, lined up wide. He came in motion, shortened the formation. They were in a bunch tight slot. Perriman on the outside of the slot went to the corner, confused the defense, found the crease. Perfect pass completed. See what I mean? To the right side of your screen, under pressure, he gets it right out, right where it has to be thrown, outside and away from Roland Mitchell, number 47.
1st and 10. Sanders cuts back. This is what he features. Sanders, 40-35. Barry Sanders out of bounds. A penalty flag comes flying. for 25.
This is what he can give you. Point of attack completely eaten up alive right there. No place to go, and he has the ability to bounce back outside. You must maintain leverage. He'll start to the right of the screen. Defensive, you'll see a defense all moving that way. They over pursue. Reggie White over pursue. Wayne Simmons, 59, outside linebacker, should be in a better leverage position on that play, especially with this man playing. And there's Larry Butler, number 36, grabbing the face mask. 5-yard penalty. If he pulls it down, it's 15.
The Lions in the red zone for the first time.
They've been successful down there 95% of the time.
And Derek Moore steps in. He replaces Barry Sanders, healthy for the playoff game. They fake to him on a play fake. Intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Terrell Buckley, the second-year corner from Florida State.
Excellent coverage by Terrell Buckley. He had no help inside. They had a crossing pattern in front of the free safety, tied him up. They were trying to get to that one-on-one post pattern. You'll see Herman going to the move. He's going to give him a little stick right here. Buckley playing outside. He's signaling for help. He knows he's going in there. See no safety help inside there. Good play. Bad decision to throw the football in there. Bad decision.
Athletic skill on the part of Buckley. A contrast in styles. Wayne Fonts on the right delegates authority. Mike Holmgren runs the offensive show. Dick, what's he trying to do here against the Lion defense today?
Well, today he's going to try to take a little heat off Brett Favre. As we said all along, he's had interception trouble. He's going to spread the responsibility for success in the offense over to everybody. Running the ball in his first 15 scripted plays, he has 9 runs, 6 passes. It's normally the other way around. He said his concern in doing that is maybe ending up with too many thirds, 4s, and 5s. But that's how they want to start the ball game. There's Lamar Leachman on the left there, and defensive coordinator Hank Bulla. And Hank is going to be very aggressive in his approach. If he's not playing the pure zones, the double zones worked real good for him last week. And if he's not in that, then he's going to change up and come with some Hank Bulla blitzes.
So we came into this game talking about Favre's interceptions, but it is Eric Kramer who serves up the first one. And now the Packers will come out from their own 20-yard line. They split the 2 running backs, and now they send Thompson in motion. And they run Edgar Bennett. Cut back on the right side. Bennett with a nice run for about 9 yards. Favre is only 24 years old. Came off an outstanding season a year ago, but he's been under pressure this year because of this. 24 interceptions, but look at the percentage. 4.6% of all his passes have been intercepted. Now, those are the 6 players in the NFC playoffs. And you can see that Troy Aikman, on the other hand, throws only an interception 1.5% of the time. That was a 10-yard gain. Good second effort by Bennett, and a 1st and 10. From Big Favre, sets the screen. It's Thompson. Thompson to the 40-yard line. George Jamison, one of the defenders for the Lions, on him.
They're going to do more screens this week. Last week, the screen was very effective for a 39-yard touchdown. Follow the offensive center here, Winters, as he comes out and gets the key block on the linebacker that actually makes this screen go. You have to have mobile offensive linemen. Frankie Winters, number 52, left-hand corner of your screen, gets a knockdown right there, opens up that lane, move the chains.
So consecutive first downs for the Packers. Scoreless in the Silverdome. Against 3 down linemen, it's Bennett sweeping to the right. Being stretched out by the defense and out of bounds, and again it was Jamison, number 58.
Jamison, 58, is a very, very consistent linebacker. When you talk to the coaches about him, Herb Patera, who coaches, he rave about him and say he plays up to his ability every week. Now, he doesn't get the raving notices, and he's not the leading tackler like a Chris Spielman, but he is consistent. He makes very few mistakes. Plus, he plays on all downs. He can stay in the nickel.
And the Lions trying to do what everyone in this league believes is very difficult. Beat the same team on consecutive weeks. Now it is Thompson sweeping to the right, and there's a penalty flag. Could be a holding call. Thompson got the corner turned and a first down, but the referee threw the flag, and it's holding against the Packers. This one's coming back.
Normally on a sweep like that, if you get a holding, it's usually on the tight end trying to block either the outside linebacker or a defensive end playing on him rather than a linebacker.
Holding. Number 52 offense with a pull down, 10 yards. Still second.
This time they got Frankie Winters, the inside center, probably on a reach block situation, trying to grab because the offensive guard, Galbraith, pulled, and Frankie tried to fill in for him and grab some jersey. Right in the middle of your screen, he'll be reaching right. Grabs the nose guard right there, and he pulls him down. Hey, referee saw that one. Little too obvious, Frankie.
2nd and 15 for Green Bay. Favre rolling to the right under pressure and throws it out of bounds. And if you're a Packer fan, you've got to applaud right now. That's what he did not do last week. Get the ball out of bounds when they flushed him out to either side. Instead, he tried to throw it downfield and force something to happen, and usually it did, but it was bad.
He said he's concentrated all week on just that mental thought of poise under pressure. Don't be too intense. Don't try to beat him on that play. Go ahead, throw it out of bounds, and look for the next down to make the big play.
Now it's 3rd and 15. Hank Bullough with 6 defensive backs. And timeout called by Favre. Favre wants to talk about the look the Lions were about to give him. We'll be right back. The third member of our team with us is Tim Brandt. Tim, nice to have this roof here in the Midwest today.
It's outstanding, Brent. I'm down here in the Detroit locker room area. They brought Tracy Scroggins in here, still in a lot of pain. It's a deep thigh bruise, but they said they brought him in here to calm him down. I don't even think they're going to take x-rays, but it is doubtful right now that he'll be back.
Outside, 22 degrees below zero wind chill factor. Inside, 65 degrees and scoreless. Darrell Thompson, the lone running back, on 3rd and 15 after the timeout. Incomplete.
This guy takes a little while to settle down. He's so intense. When you watch him on the practice field, Brent, like I did on Wednesday, he'll drop back, set up nicely, good poise, and throw the football. He gets into a game, and he loses concentration on technique and sometimes throws off his back foot.
Now back to this duel. Wagner versus Gray with the coverage team coming down. Gray with a fair catch at the 21-yard line. So a reminder that Monday night, after an all-new day one with Forrest Sawyer, Peter Falk stars in a brand new Columbo movie. William Shatner guests in Butterfly and Shades of Grey Monday on ABC. So here we are, scoreless. What a great first game it was in overtime. The Kansas City Chiefs behind Joe Montana move on to the next level. Next week they will meet those battle and bicker and Houston Oilers down in the Dome. Scoreless here now, Green Bay and Detroit. 1st and 10 for Eric Kramer. He threw an interception in the end zone on his last possession. Sanders was his running back, out as a receiver. He goes straight down the field, complete to the 32-yard line, and what should be a first down. And again, it is Brett Perriman. He's been the control receiver. He's got the hot hand.
What they do so many times, very clever, they take the tight end who is in a wing position and take him down and hook him in front of a defender, then run a receiver in behind him. To the right side of your screen, 82 Holman hooks, pulls the linebacker out of there, opens up that zone.
3 completions for 45 yards, but still that one costly interception in the end zone for Kramer. Reggie White getting ready. Sanders again on that slick cutback to the 35. Is there anybody on a carpet who cuts any quicker than Barry Sanders? He is absolutely amazing. Certainly Emmitt Smith, wonderful running back, courageous effort last week against the New York Giants for the Dallas Cowboys star. There have been other great running backs, but when you talk about runners on a carpet who can come off the dime, and if you over pursue, You've got to start that list with number 20, Barry Sanders. 5 for 36 yards. Remember, he's been sidelined the last month with that injured left knee. Now Kramer. Protection holds up, and it's Perriman again. And Dick, he was all alone.
They blew the coverage, Brent. They went double zone. When you go double zone, a man should be coming to the slot. You'll see right here. You'll see here, corner roll up, too deep zone. They don't pick up the man in the hole. That's the most fundamental phase of the zone. You'll see him curling right inside there. They blow it. Somebody blew the coverage, either the linebacker, outside backer, or inside backer. You can play it either way in that defense.
Kramer with 4 completions, all of them to Brett Perriman so far. And Perriman will take a well-deserved break with Aubrey Matthews, 83, filling in. He's the motion man. Sanders looking to cut back to the left, and this time there was nothing going because John Yurkovich, the nose man, was in.
You know, Jerry Wamper told me about blocking for Barry Sanders being different than blocking for Eric Lynch, who's been the young player the last couple weeks that's slashed in there. Yurkovich, middle of your screen. Again, as we said early in the ballgame, good body control, but being held up there by an awfully good center in Kevin Glover. I really think Kevin Glover is one of the big old cliche underrated players, but I studied him closely. Any one offensive lineman I could take off the Detroit group, I'd take him.
2nd down and 9. Herman Moore, the rangy wide receivers in motion. Kramer looking over the middle, and he's got Perriman again for a first down at the 36, and Leroy Butler brings him down. A 14-yard gain. Now there's Leroy Butler, and what a performer he was this year with 6 interceptions.
See, what they do here is they constrict the defense, get a short formation here, only one wide receiver, and that makes it easier for him to get up on the safety and roll inside the zone. Now watch him roll up in there. Now he comes in, he has underneath flare control, he gets in the zone right there, and they pop it to him.
On the move again, Kramer and the Lions. Sanders right behind the quarterback. A short drop, throws high for Moore. Penalty flag comes down. A penalty flag is thrown on Buckley, who was defending against the taller receiver. That had been a bit of a mismatch last week. Round 1 here today went to Buckley, who made a pick down in the end zone. And this time, a little too aggressive on him. Tommy White's our referee.
Pass interference. Number 27 defense. First down.
Herman Moore, 84, with Kramer, has the option to run the fade or the slant. He ran the slant, got the pass interference call. Quarterback was throwing the fade. Misread.
Buckley was flagged last week when he grabbed a handful of jersey on a wide receiver coming off the line.
And it was Herman Moore.
1st and 10 is the result of the penalty. Lions down inside the Packers 30. Coleman is the tight end, 82. And Sanders, penalty flag, comes down on the 3-yard gain.
Big Reggie White at the bottom of that play. Visited with him a few times this week. Very unsatisfied with his performance last week. He said, watch me today, Coach.
Play, false start on the left offensive end, 5 yards, moving prior to the snap. It'll still be first down. Please reset the stadium clock to 1 minute, 58 seconds.
Mike Holmgren, back-to-back winning seasons, 9 and 7, but still disappointed in the fact that the Packers did not win the Central Division title. Because of the tiebreakers, by losing last week, he fell below Minnesota in the tie-breaking ratings. So the Packers come in seeded 6th in the NFC. Kramer gets away from the first man, but then he is brought down by Bryce Popp, and that was Reggie White who got in first. There, number 95, able to bring him down.
You can see he's struggling to get up. He came into the ball game, played hurt at the end of the game last week, and he has a strained calf muscle, and it hurts for him to get into a 3-point stance. He gets the heat there from Reggie White right up in the middle. 92 flushes him. Pop right there, 95 going down. If he goes down and can't play, they're really in trouble with their entire defensive scheme.
And Pop leads. And they put 4 linemen down. A 3-yard loss on the sack. The draw play. Sanders trying to spin away, and he'll lose a pair as Matt Brock disrupts the play.
Matt Brock was like a stone wall. He stuffed the point of attack and yet maintained enough leverage that he can move and get involved in the play as well. And with Barry Sanders, how he can flush around, boy, defensively, you've got to keep those shoulders square and your feet clean if you're going to make some good plays against him.
Now it's a danger play for the Lions. They need 20 yards. They are back on the 37-yard line. About half of that will get them into good field goal range. They have a wonderful kicker in Jason Hanson. Now Kramer, and that's exactly what he's doing. Trying to get Jason Hanson into range. With the roof here in the Midwest, kicking conditions are good, and it was Holman who got just inside the 30-yard line.
An outstanding kicker, Jason Holman. 34, Hanson, excuse me. Hanson, ought to know that guy. 34 of 43 field goals, did not miss one inside 40 yards this year.
This one just outside that. This one is 47 yards. He has hit 3 50-yarders, including a 53-yarder last week. On its way. Good. As the first quarter comes to an end, Hanson nails a 47-yard field goal, and we'll return with the second quarter after this commercial message and a word from our ABC stations.
Ball live just before the 10 o'clock Channel 12 news.
Detroit dominated the clock in the first quarter for better than 10 minutes, but they lead only 3-0 because of an interception by Terrell Buckley of the Green Bay Packers in the end zone. Corey Harris and Marcus Wilson for the Packers back deep. And Hanson drives one.
That solves a lot of problems, doesn't it? Whew, what a leg. What a leg. You know, when you see a guy kick the ball like that, Brent, when you go look at him, you right away you look down to his legs and you expect to see these big bulging muscles and all, but his legs look more like yours. You know, you'd never expect him to be able to kick the ball like that.
A little bit better timing than I do, Coach, and strength on that follow-through. A wonderful rhythm he brings to the kicking game. Reminds you a little bit of a golf swing when you watch a good kicker. It's all tempo, rhythm, eye formation for Favre and the Packers. Bennett, they usually like to come to his side when he offsets. He leads the way. Thompson on a cutback. He's been watching Barry Sanders, and Thompson makes his way to the 27.
You know, in watching Thompson, I really think this is the best I have seen him play. He's doing more of that cutback running with good balance, running with good base, and able to make those kind of cuts. First downs, look, Lions dominating and everything right now, even though they turn it over. They're dominating in time and possession. It's all their ball game in the first quarter.
2nd and 2. They put Bennett, who's a good receiver, in the slot. They throw quickly to the tight end, Edgar West, and he gets to the 36 for a Packer first down. Packers have been slowed this year offensively because of the injury to Jackie Harris. He's a wonderfully talented tight end who can get free in the hole and get deep and take some pressure off Sterling Sharp. West, a very good blocker, but Dick, he doesn't have the speed that Harris has.
No, he doesn't have the speed. He's caught a lot of balls, Brent, like you say. 194 of them, or 171 of them, but they're the 11-yard average type thing. He doesn't have that big burst.
Sterling Sharp been shut out so far here, and we're in the early moments of the second quarter. Favre tried to set the screen, and the Lions had disrupted it. Now it's a freelance play, and Favre will keep it and take it out of bounds. And again, that time, he did not try to force the pass downfield after the screen was broken up.
I'm not so sure he couldn't throw the screen. It looked good from there. Now, I'm not where he was, but it looked like he had a chance to make the screen go. Defensive end, Porsche was coming in there, but I think he could have lobbed it over his head. Very, very cautious approach today from Brett Favre. Geez, last week they had him by the leg. He threw it, scrambled around through it, and then another time they had him by the pads and he throws it. Both picked off. In talking with Brent Favre, he says he comes into the ball game sometimes with his head swimming. 130 passes in the game plan, 25 runs. He said, boy, that's a lot of stuff, and I love it. I love every minute of it, but every once in a while I find myself at the line of scrimmage thinking about the pattern, and therefore I don't recognize what the defense is doing.
Stepped out of bounds, giving the Packers a first down and a fresh set of downs. Split the backs. Favre on the move again, this time to the right, and he'll throw it in to the plate.
He felt the pressure coming. They ran a strong side blitz up there by the tight end. Actually, I think they brought the outside corner as well. The short corner away from the slot. He felt it, rolled on outside.
The playoffs begin and the concentration levels take on new meaning. It's sudden death now from both sides. Packers win, and they will play the highest seeded team, Dallas. Detroit wins, and they will go west to San Francisco. Now they hand to Thompson. Thompson smacked down at the 47 by Jamison.
Real good defensive line play that time. See, they covered both the center and offensive guard. It's hard to really run the kind of sweep as you concentrate inside. 93 nose tackle Spindler moving inside on a good nose tackle play. Tough to run that play with the center and both guards covered.
3rd and 9 with Sanders watching, and Sterling Sharp still being shut out. Comes over to the right. Ron Lewis is the slot man. Jenkins takes Sharp. They throw underneath. There's a penalty flag down using Thompson. A first down, but there is a penalty flag, and it is offside. It's going against the Lions.
Offsides. Number 56 defense lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty will be declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Pat Swilling in the neutral zone.
You can obviously see a different approach to the game this week by Green Bay than last week. More runs involved, a little simpler passes, checkdowns, layoffs, screens. More aggressive last week than this week, more conservative this week.
Sharp is in motion. And Favre, Thompson met right at the line of scrimmage, lost about a yard. The middle of the Lion defense.
I was very impressed with the middle of the line last week in watching Spindler play nose guard. I visited with him on the practice field. I asked him, I said, it actually looked like you were getting a jump on the ball. He said that he developed a rhythm. Right side of your screen, you'll see Spindler 93. He said he developed a rhythm with the center quarterback's exchange and actually started jumping on the rhythm and going into that second half. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it today, but he's moving quickly.
2nd and 11. West goes to the left side of the formation. Favre, offensive line gives it good time, and he throws the bullet to the big man. Sterling Sharp for a Packer first down, and Favre put a little mustard sauce on that baby.
Did he ever put mustard on it? I'll tell you, the mustard was just burning off. But he goes up, he gets a little move there, comes back to the inside. The ball's thrown right on time. He gets it tucked away nicely. Gibson comes in and puts him down.
So here is Sterling Sharp, who has not practiced because of an injured ankle and a turf toe for 8 weeks. And he has started 96 straight games coming into the day. Wonderful wide receiver. 1st and 10 for the Packers. The hand now to Bennett. Sweep right. Bennett to the 20-yard line.
Spielman really follows the play nicely. He comes inside out. Now, he actually doesn't make the play. He didn't get his arms wrapped, but he did this proper as a linebacker should.
So Dennis Gibson with some blood there on his left elbow. And perhaps the hand was cut. The 10th play coming up in this drive. Mark Chmura gives the Packers a second tight end, and Favre backs away with a timeout, and he's unhappy at it. That's the second one he has used here in the first half. 10 minutes to go. Lions up by a field goal. The Packers called the timeout, but Dennis Gibson took advantage of it. Coming over to the Lions sideline to receive medical attention, and you can see on his left hand it is the finger that has been bleeding, and the 7-year veteran from Iowa State had it tended to, and he goes back on the field. Sometimes the artificial turf injuries can be those nagging little cuts, abrasions, and things of that can be aggravated during the course of a game. It is 2nd and 3 now, and this is Bennett smashing right straight ahead.
In the first game against the Lions, Bennett had a good game. He scored 2 touchdowns, carried the ball 15 times, 66 yards. Last week, he took a 39-yard screen pass in for a touchdown. They say that many times he can control the tempo of the running game. When he goes, the offense goes.
Dick Sterling Sharp comes back in on 3rd down. Now they're inside the red zone. What will they attempt to do against him here?
Well, in a 3rd and short situation, I think they'll go ahead and run it, but these guys 3rd and 1 is long yardage sometimes in their pass offense philosophy.
And they do. 1st down. It's Thompson inside the 15-yard line.
Ken Rutgers and Doug Weidel coming off the ball nicely on the left-hand side of the line. 2 tight ends, 2 wide outs. It helps you balance up the defense. He's going check with me, meaning he's going to call where he's going to run the ball on the line of scrimmage. Nice hole right there. Rutgers gets on the man. See, stays with him. He starts to lose him, but he maintains contact, gets the 1st down.
Inside the 15, it's been tough to score in the NFL this year. Favre with the 1st down for the Packers. Bennett offsets to the left. Thompson for a yard and a half, and Kelvin Pritchett there.
Detroit's defense has had to defense people in the red zone 41 times. Gave up 21 touchdowns. So about half the time they allowed him to score a touchdown, 13 field goals, 83%. That's pretty good. Believe it or not, that's a pretty good percentage. You'd like the touchdown percentage to be a little bit less and the field goal percentage to be a little higher.
2nd and 8, and Sharp is off to Favre's right. They send motion out on that side, hoping to influence the secondary. Favre looks that way, comes back, touchdown, Sterling Sharp.
There is when there's an obvious advantage, Brent, of a quarterback
having 38 defense. Penalty is decline. Touchdown.
Having a very, very, very strong arm. He will be able to, with this strong arm, stick it into between people where sometime a guy with a lesser arm can't get it there before that defender get there. Brett Favre can do it.
So the Detroit Lions are without one of the better cornerbacks in pro football when it comes to defending Sterling Sharp. Ray Crockett out with an injured shoulder today, and Sharp scores the Packers' 1st touchdown. Chris Jackie nails the extra point. 80 yards, 13 plays, and Favre hits the main man, the chairman of the board for the Packers. Green Bay 7, Detroit 3. Only receiver with 100-yard years, 2 of them to his credit. Ray Crockett on the other side, not in that defensive backfield today. Unable to use the physical approach to Sterling Sharp, and Sharp burns the Lions. It's 7-3 now, and Jackie will kick it off. It's Mel Gray time. They don't hang this one short, and it hits off Gray. It goes out of bounds. A lucky bounce for Green Bay. Had the ball gone out of bounds, it would have come out on the 35. Instead, it stuck. What a difference a week makes. When we come back, the Lions will have a 1st down inside their own 10.
Mel Gray moving over to take the kickoff. They're trying to kick the ball outside the numbers, giving the coverage people a smaller area to defense. The ball bounces up, hits him under the face mask. The 3rd all-time leading returner, punt kick returner in the history of the game. Only 17 yards to go to move into 2nd and replace Harper from the New York Jets.
Eric Kramer and the Lions 95 yards away from the Packers end zone. Kramer was perfect in the last drive, 4 of 4. Sanders to the 8-yard line, and Matt Brock. And we'd like to pause 5 seconds to allow our ABC stations to identify themselves.
I'm Tom Sutton. You're watching Channel 12, your Packer playoff station.
Today from the Silver Dome in Pontiac, Michigan. First time the two teams from the NFC Central have ever met in the playoffs. Green Bay leading Detroit 7-3. Rematch of a game played a week ago, won by the Lions by 10 points here with 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. It's 7-3. Packers lead. Kramer back. Kramer complete to the tight end, Holman. Holman smacked at the 24-yard line. Holland was there, the linebacker, to bring him down. A gain of 16 and a Lion first down.
Motion really loosens up a defense. They ran Brett Perriman. They ran Brett Perriman in motion, stretched the defense on that side. Tight end Holman comes up, finds the zone, loops around, tons of experience. My gosh, he's been playing 12 years. Caught 343 balls. This is 344. He knows what he's doing when he finds that hole in the zone. In the middle of your screen, number 82. Not the most physical blocker anymore, but he still reads defenses. Johnny Holland, number 50, trying to get him down.
Kramer now 7 of 9 for 98 yards, and that one touchdown in the end zone by Buckley. Firing again, and he is right on the money for another Detroit first down. It's Perriman.
Dave Levy and staff doing a good job of mixing the calls. 1st and 10, they come with a play action pass, very similar to the first one in the ball game. Now they use a team system in calling plays. The running plays are called by Dave Jamont from the press box. The pass plays by Charlie Sanders. They go through Dave Levy, and he coordinates the call. He just says run or pass. I think, you know, I've never heard of that. I've heard of it. I've never been involved in coaching that.
You had to be involved in every call, Ted.
Yes, I was full of baloney.
No, I don't think so. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Holman again over. And it's Sanders looking for daylight. Sanders gets the corner. Barry Sanders explodes. Finally caught from behind by Buckley, but Sanders burned Buckley originally on the play. 44 yards.
You can see you have to maintain, contain. Defender up here, he constricts into the offensive tackle. They get a big stalemate right here. He bounces outside. Wasn't designed to go there. You must maintain, contain position when this guy gets in there. See that? Now watch him bounce outside. Tremendous quickness, but he's quicker than Buckley.
Derek Moore gives him a blow. And Kramer pulling out too fast. Ball not snapped. And a mistake by the Lions will cost them 5 yards.
Prior to the snap.
The biggest changes they've made in this offense over the last 4 weeks, Brenton, is they've gotten away from deep patterns. They're using more play action. They limit the quarterback to 3 seconds to get rid of the ball. If he doesn't get rid of it, then he throws it away or runs. If it's a drop back pass, they're getting rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds. They've gone away from the counter trap type plays and running parallel line of scrimmage. They want to attack the line of scrimmage and let the offensive lineman come off the ball.
Now here's Dave Levy. Now folks, he did have a legitimate fight against the defensive coordinator. He played for an old UCLA Bruin team in a Rose Bowl that featured Hank Bulla when Bulla went 60 minutes back in the 50s. Now 1st and 15 after the 5-yard penalty. And Kramer straight back in protection, fires sideline. It's Green, incomplete, did not get both feet down. And ABC's NFC wildcard coverage is being brought to you by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher and higher standard. And the United States Marine Corps. You've got to be tough to play. You've got to be smart to win. Seven, 3. Packers lead the Lions. Kramer with 6 straight completions since the interception by Buckley. Moore is off to his right. Green's the slot receiver. Sanders on the little delay, and Sanders with the crease to the 18-yard line.
Did you see him lower his center of gravity to make that cut? He almost fell down. His tail dropped almost to the astroturf. Then he got his balance again, and he made his cut. Unbelievable. Draw play. They take it back to him. I think you could run 10, 12 draws a game with this guy, and he'd average about 10 yards a pop. He comes through. He reads the daylight. He sinks. Look at him sink right there like that. Regains his balance and moves the ball.
This is 3rd and 8. 4 receivers. And on the deflection, Perriman. First and goal, Detroit. Off Barry Sanders' hands to Perriman. A 13-yard break for the Lions.
When it's going your way, it's going your way. Barry offset right here in the backfield. He's running an under pattern. They try to get him the ball back here. Now the receiver here, Perriman, comes in, and he catches the tip ball. Good coaching. Good planning. Love those kind of game plans. Both Proctor, they're playing volleyball with it.
Sanders stays in as the lone running back. No power look here for the Lions. Slot to the right. They give themselves an extra tight end. They'll run. It's Sanders for the pylon, and he can't get the corner. Out of bounds, and Terrell Buckley defending on that side.
Good job by Reggie White, stretching the defense, not giving him an alley to turn back up inside. And he didn't over-pursue it, too. He kept him going to the sideline. You have to do that with that guy. Keep him going to the sideline.
The Lions have completely overcome the bad bounce off Mel Gray's face mask, out of bounds. Remember, this drive started back on their own 5. They have moved inside the Packers' 3-yard line now.
And as you saw by that graphic, they're tough to score on running the football.
Now the formation to the left. It's Sanders up over the top and short of that goal line. Matt Brock coming in low down there, defending it for Holmgren.
Intense area. Very important to keep your pads down. They're moving with the offense zone, blocking, some people grabbing. Jurkovec in there right there. Matt Brock gets down low, comes off the block, puts him up in the air. Fortunately, other people there to stop him from going on in. But you have to keep your pads down. You keep your pads down, then your good linebackers back there can get up over the top and stop those guys from getting in.
It's 3rd and goal, and still no fullback support. It's Sanders, but Kramer will throw it. Beautiful catch by Perriman for the touchdown.
Coverage, gutsy call, quick drop, 3-step, throws it, has a double out pattern, short out there. Look at that beautiful, beautiful one-handed catch. Brett Perriman.
Jason Hanson. Punter, Arnold holds. Perfect snap. What a great grab by the former Miami Hurricane. Lions lead again. Brett Perriman comes from a hotbed of football talent out of Northwestern High School in Miami. It was a great start for the Hurricanes. Played with Vinny Blades, was drafted by New Orleans, and then moved on to Detroit. 8 catches, 100 yards. And Hanson nails it again. This time it's coming out. Corey Harris decides to gamble, and he's short of the 20-yard line.
That was a poor decision. That ball was up there. It was really hanging. You don't kick him any better than that. He would have been much smarter to leave the ball in the end zone and bring it out to the 20.
10-7, and we take a break for the 2-minute warning in Pontiac.
Tight man-to-man coverage down here in the goal line. Everybody being covered one-on-one. Here's the match that we wanted right there. One-on-one situation. Wide receiver to the left side, clears him out. He gets a little wrinkle inside, pups it, and I'll tell you, it makes the unusually great catch with that right hand. Just reach way out there and pluck it out of the air. Brett Perriman, nice job, young man. 11 touchdown passes in his career. That was an important one.
Now the Packers must come out from their own 15. Down to 1 timeout. Trailing by 3. They need to get to the 37-yard line to give Chris Jackie a shot at a 50-yarder. Off a fake, Favre rifles one, and it is complete to Mark Clayton. His first reception, barely short of the first down.
Detroit's playing a double zone. That was a risky throw. The corner was rolled right up there, but it was a soft corner play, not a tight corner play in a rolled up situation like that. You see a lot of that coverage in the NFL and college today. In the old days, they used to really roll up and define it. Much tougher for the quarterbacks now.
Sharp comes out to the right side. He's on Jenkins. And Bennett trying to blast for the first down into the middle of the defense, where Chris Spielman, number 54, is holding forth, and it is a first down, Green Bay.
You know, you could talk to Spielman on Wednesday afternoon, and he's 5 minutes already away from kickoff. He is so intense.
Last time Ohio State beat Michigan, folks, Chris Spielman was the middle linebacker.
And William White was playing in the secondary. It didn't take him about 30 seconds to tell us that the other day when we were in the locker room.
And that hurts. That's that we just gave. It's 1st and 10. Thompson in behind Favre, and now West comes in motion. Off a play fake. Stepping away from the rush. Favre comes back. Dangerous throw, incomplete. Trying to pick up Sharp. Let me tell you, if Jenkins had a better break on that ball, it could have been 6 for the Lions. And a reminder, tonight on ABC, our country's top women compete for the national crown and a spot on the Olympic team, plus a full update on that terrible Nancy Kerrigan story. It's the ladies' finals of the Legs U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Special primetime edition of ABC's Wide World of Sports, live tonight at 8/7 Central Time. And we can just hope that Nancy Kerrigan gets herself a spot on the United States Olympic team and wins a medal after that. 2nd and 10 now for the Packers. Split backs. Favre falls down. Ball is fumbled. And the officials now sorting it out. And so the Packers do not give it up. And Holmgren breathes a sigh of relief.
Take a good look. He was not really looking for it. I see left right there. You see the center step back and stepped on his left foot. Quarterbacks come out from underneath the center, pivoting on their left foot. Push it forward. The center's left foot came back, stepped on his. He couldn't get out from underneath it.
Edgar Bennett saved the moment for the Packers. He pounced on the loose ball. 30 seconds left.
1 timeout.
Bennett now comes out. Two tight ends and 2 wide outs with 1 running back. And it's Thompson swinging to the right. Thompson forced back inside, runs to the 35-yard line.
Excellent blocking by the right side of the offensive line. The tight end and the big Joe Sims did a nice job.
The Lions lead the Packers 10-7. And we'll return with halftime activities after this message from the NFL and a word from our ABC stations. Back at halftime with the Lions leading the Packers by a field goal, 10-7. The Green Bay touchdown was scored by Sterling Sharp. You know, when you think about it, there are 3 marvelous wide receivers in the NFC. Jerry Rice at San Francisco, Michael Irvin down at Dallas. But the one who is sometimes overlooked is the only one who has had 2 seasons in which he has caught more than 100 passes. He is Sterling Sharp, the main man for the Green Bay Packers.
He's willing to win and do whatever it takes to win every time he steps onto the field.
He's so tough after he catches the ball. He's going to make you tackle him.
He uses speed, quickness, sprint, and he has a tenacity going after the ball. When you have a player like that that is well-rounded, it's hard to pick one area and attack it.
My job is to be violent after I catch it on the turn and make people pay for coming up and trying to tackle me. The pressure's not on me to catch 112 or to catch 100. The pressure's on our coaching staff and our quarterback to get me the ball that many times.
There are times throughout the year he'll drop maybe a ball here or there, but if you throw 200, 300 balls at him and he drops 3 or 4 balls a year, you can't complain about that. So, whenever we're on the field and it's 4th and 10 or 12 seconds left in the game, he's the guy that I like to go to.
He has, in the last 2 years, has worked with a very young quarterback. And I think a young quarterback gets in a comfort zone with a receiver,
And so Brett will throw balls to Sterling when he could have someone else open, but Sterling's open, he's going to get the pass.
When you have a guy like Sterling Sharpe on the other side, and you know what he's capable of doing, you kind of like sometimes find yourself really just standing back, just watching him.
Throws, and is the catch made? Incredible catch by Sterling Sharpe.
I came here to play football, to help the Green Bay Packers get to the playoffs, to help the Green Bay Packers win championships. And I've said this many times before, I didn't come to Green Bay to be well-liked, and I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to help the Green Bay Packers get back to where they used to be.
Well, here we are at halftime of the NFC playoff game. Lions up by a field goal. Earlier, it was sudden death overtime in Kansas City. Let's go to Al Michaels.
I'm Al Michaels reporting from Kansas City, where earlier today at Arrowhead Stadium in a wild one in overtime, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-14. Pittsburgh led by 7 with less than 3 minutes to play when Mark Royals' punt was blocked by Keith Cash. Plucked out of the air by Fred Jones, who took the ball inside the 10. He was tackled by Gary Jones. And then with Joe Montana at the helm on 4th and goal and the season on the line, Montana hit Tim Barnett in the back of the end zone for the tying touchdown. Nick Lowry missed a 43-yard field goal at the end of regulation, but came back and hit a 32-yard field goal 11 minutes 3 seconds into overtime. As Kansas City advances, they'll play the Houston Oilers next week. The Steelers season is over. Joe Montana is now 15-5 in postseason. In overtime, Kansas City beats Pittsburgh 27-24.
So there, Montana pulls out another one. Here, we've still got a half to go. Now back here at the Silverdome, we're at halftime. The Lions leading the Packers 10-7. And we'll continue on ABC in a moment.
12's team to Wisconsin's team. Way to go, Badgers.
Hansen field goal. Let's go down to Tim Brandt. Tim.
All right, Brad, I talked to both coaches on both sides, and the big thing for the Lions is they say they're happy with offensively what they've been doing and defensively. It's the Green Bay Packers that want to adjust. Their linebackers are still healthy. They are really upset they lose containment so much on Barry Sanders, and they want to get more pressure on the quarterback. They say defensively for the Packers, they haven't gotten it done.